Hello Doctor Who fans, I am Doctor Who commentator here with new camera, slightly new audio system so things might finally get smoother, and with an element, a bit of self-indulgence here because ultimately I'm trying to, one, make sure my technology works properly, I can edit things properly for future videos, but with that, I would like to try and make some new content now for my channel, and like I said, as a bit of self-indulgence, I'm going to talk about what Doctor Who, not so much Doctor Who means for me, but how I got into Doctor Who. So, let's begin. He says with no script. I got into Doctor Who, like many people I'm sure, when I was a child. But when I first saw it, it did terrify me. To be more accurate, it is such a complete cliche, but the first monster that scared me was the Daleks. And I distinctly remember, from what I looked up on the internet, must have been 1993, November 1993, when the BBC were doing repeats at that of Doctor Who at that time. I remember sitting on my mum's lap, and I did witness, from what I eventually found was episode 3 of Planet of the Daleks, which, really interestingly, I'm convinced I saw in colour, but from what I can tell, it could have only been in black and white at the time. I don't know how, but either way, I saw my first Dalek, and everyone who remembers episode 3 of Planet of the Daleks, there's a scene where the Doctor and another character are in a Dalek prison, and there's this Dalek that's just opening the door and saying, "The prisoners will stand! The prisoners will stand!" And that absolutely terrified me at 4 years old. This honestly was something I had just never seen before, and I was just really scared. I remember just calling up with my mum because I didn't like looking at this thing. But that was nonetheless my first experience of Doctor Who, being absolutely terrified as a child, just watching it. And to be honest, I would have thought, growing up now, I would have thought that would have actually put me off Doctor Who for life. But I think, in fact, years later, must have only been I don't know how many years later, to be really honest. I was 4 years old, so probably 4 years later, or 6 years or something, there was a school play happening. I don't mean all the school kids had to do a play. Well, there were times we had to do that, but there was a production set up for the children, and I can't remember, it was something about astronomy and possibly water preservation, if anything, because that was certainly part of it. But it's centered around this couple who made ducks, and it was two actors playing multiple different roles. They played the couple, they also played some aliens and stuff like that. And there was a whole thing where the aliens wanted to take the water out of Earth, and they sent this machine that was some living machine to help create ducks for them in exchange for all the Earth's water. And this production company actually based the machine on what I later found was a Dalek. I didn't remember the name Dalek, I should point out, but nonetheless, I'm sitting watching this play, and they've taken the sheet off this machine, and all I'm thinking is, oh my god, it's that robot that scared me! I must have been the only one thinking that. I think I'm sure I must have been the only one who had seen a Dalek at that time, given the time. And So nonetheless, my fear comes back for a completely different reason. And even then it didn't scare me, because we had to have reading books in school to help us learn to read, and there was one about robots, and in the back they had a series of robots. One was, again, a Dalek. I'm not escaping from this, am I? Oh, but years go on, and I do learn about that it's from something called Doctor Who, and suddenly I'm kind of wanting to get into this. I'm wanting to actually look at it. And sure enough, the BBC did eventually do repeats, which I was now getting a bit, not really ecstatic, but excited by. And I certainly wanted to watch this now. But like I said, I was new to Doctor Who now. I had to learn all the hard way. And there was all this excitement. I remember on BBC Two saying, "Oh, they're repeating Doctor Who now!" And through that I had to learn that they had it in several parts. All individual stories were usually 6 or 4 episodes, so that was a rather annoying thing to learn. What was also a bit annoying was that the episodes that they did were Doctor Who and the Silurians, and Genesis of the Daleks. Now, 2 brilliant adventures nonetheless. I'm not denying that part. And of course, got to see the Dalek again. Didn't scare me nearly as much anymore. But, like I said, I didn't really understand Doctor Who. And I'm sure everyone who remembers those adventures also remembers one other simple fact. He didn't have a TARDIS in those adventures. And so I had no idea that he was a time traveller. I honestly did not understand what was going on. I equally didn't quite understand why the actors playing the Doctor were different. Well, I grasped that they replaced the actor and you just had to accept it. I didn't realise there was a whole concept of regeneration around these actors. But either way, those were my experiences. Even then, I was actually going through a few magazines I never got rid of, and like I said, this was now me learning of Doctor Who a bit more. And in FBX magazine, sometime, really should have put a sticky note in this to highlight where. Oh, missed it. They actually did do a section on Doctor Who monsters, and for me this was the only way I could learn about the monsters, because I really wasn't good at the internet, but then I'm still not, to be brutally honest with you. My family threw it out of the way now. But this was now me slowly learning about this show, and eventually I was so happy that I was eventually able to see UK TV Gold, and I was able to finally see the omnibus editions, and I did finally get to watch more episodes, and through that time I was growing and learning and loving this thing, to me, so new, a great new sci-fi to observe. I got to watch some of the celebration. I remember 2003 there was the 50th anniversary celebration. I honestly remember the 50th anniversary celebration on both the BBC and UK Gold. And then you can imagine I was rather delighted that now the new series with Christopher Eccleston was pretty much in the bag now at that time. And so I got to experience Doctor Who in a whole new way after that, and since then my love for it has grown. I've now seen all the classic episodes that have come out on DVD. I so look forward to the new episodes that come out. I'll be honest, like many people, my interest in the new series has sort of wavered, but I'm hoping with Stephen Moffat's departure there'll be some new blood, new writing, and things will improve. And I also look forward to any classic episodes that get recovered, and I so hope that there will be more. There has to be more, surely. As time goes on, people's interest in Doctor Who will definitely pass, and maybe, who knows, maybe we'll have a new Wilderness Years, and as time goes on, we will get this show back. I hope we do. And that was very much my love for Doctor Who growing. That was my experience of Doctor Who. This is why I love Doctor Who now. This is why I make my fan commentaries now, and why I'm making this video now. And with that, I have nothing really else to say. I'm hoping to make some new content soon, but we'll see ultimately. So, like I said, this has mostly been just to test out my new equipment. Hope it works well. And thank you very much for listening. I know I'm a very boring person, but you've got to build your channel somehow. So, with that, look forward to seeing you next time. I don't know if I'll be doing a fan commentary to class. I might actually, again, just to test out my audio equipment better. But with that, thank you for watching. Please watch the other videos on my channel, even though they are incredibly boring. And I'll see you next time.